Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An amount of a product. Bear fruit. The trees fruited early this year. Cause to bear fruit. The consequence of some effort or action. He lived long enough to see the fruit of his policies. The ripened reproductive body of a seed plant. The income or profit arising from such transactions as the sale of land or other property. Be the cause or source of. End resistance, as under pressure or force. The door yielded to repeated blows with a battering ram. Move in order to make room for someone for something. Consent reluctantly. Give or supply. This year's crop yielded 1,000 bushels of corn. Be flexible under stress of physical force. Give in, as to influence or pressure. Give over. Surrender or relinquish to the physical control of another. The quantity of something, as a commodity, that is created, usually within a given period of time. Be willing to concede. Bring in. Production of a certain amount. An amount of a product. Be fatally overwhelmed. Cause to happen or be responsible for. Cease opposition. Stop fighting. An artifact that has been created by someone or some process. They export most of their agricultural production. The quantity of something, as a commodity, that is created, usually within a given period of time. Production was up in the second quarter. A display that is exaggerated or unduly complicated. She tends to make a big production out of nothing. A presentation for the stage or screen or radio or television. Have you seen the new production of Hamlet? Economics, manufacturing or mining or growing something, usually in large quantities, for sale. He introduced more efficient methods of production. Law, the act of exhibiting in a court of law. The appellate court demanded the production of all documents. The act or process of producing something. Shakespeare's production of poetry was enormous. The creation of value or wealth by producing goods and services. The set of elements common to two or more sets. An artifact that has been created by someone or some process. They improve their product every year. Commodities offered for sale. That store offers a variety of products. A quantity obtained by multiplication. The product of 2 and 3 is 6. A chemical substance formed as a result of a chemical reaction. A product of lime and nitric acid. A consequence of someone's efforts or of a particular set of circumstances. Skill is the product of hours of practice. Put up with something or somebody unpleasant. I cannot bear his constant criticism. Have on one's person. Bear a scar. Bring forth. Take on as one's own the expenses or debts of another person. She agreed to bear the responsibility. Behave in a certain manner. Cause to be born. Have rightfully. Of rights, titles, and offices. She bears the title of Duchess. Contain or hold. Have within. Bring in. Interest-bearing accounts. Support or hold in a certain manner. Be pregnant with. She is bearing his child. An investor with a pessimistic market outlook. An investor who expects prices to fall and so sells now in order to buy later at a lower price. Have. Bear a resemblance. Massive plantigrade carnivorous or omnivorous mammals with long shaggy coats and strong claws. Move while holding up or supporting. Bear a heavy load. Get up and out of bed. Bring forth. Put out or expel from a place. Be shown or be found to be. Turn outward. Result or end. How will the game turn out? Cause to stop operating by disengaging a switch. Turn out the lights. Come and gather for a public event. Come, usually in answer to an invitation or summons. Outfit or equip, as with accessories. Produce quickly or regularly, usually with machinery. Prove to be in the result or end. A phenomenon that follows and is caused by some previous phenomenon. His decision had depressing consequences for business. Having important effects or influence. Decisions of great consequence are made by the president himself. The outcome of an event especially as relative to an individual. The consequences of an event, especially a catastrophic event. The aftermath of war. The outcome of an event especially as relative to an individual. The parts of a plant involved in its reproduction. A dense cluster of flowers or foliage. Fruiting spike of a cereal plant, especially corn. An arrangement of leafy branches forming the top or head of a tree. A common wild cherry of eastern North America having small bitter black berries favored by birds. The fruit of the chokecherry tree. A cigarette containing cubeb. Tropical Southeast Asian shrubby vine bearing spicy berry-like fruits. Spicy fruit of the cubeb vine. When dried and crushed is used medicinally or in perfumery and sometimes smoked in cigarettes. Fleshy indehiscent fruit with a single seed, e.g. almond, peach, plum, cherry, elderberry, olive, jujube. The externally visible cartilaginous structure of the external ear. Fruiting spike of a cereal plant, especially corn. Attention to what is said. He tried to get her ear. Good hearing. He had a keen ear. The sense organ for hearing and equilibrium. Edible reproductive body of a seed plant, especially one having sweet flesh. Oily drapaceous fruit of rabbitwood. A fleshy fruit, apple or pear are related fruits, having seed chambers and an outer fleshy part. A diminutive fruit, especially one that is part of a multiple fruit. Any vine of the family Cucurbitaceae that bears fruits with hard rinds. Bottle made from the dried shell of a bottle gourd. Any of numerous inedible fruits with hard rinds. Small cherry much liked by birds. The structure of the vertebrate skeleton supporting the lower limbs in humans and the hind limbs or corresponding parts in other vertebrates. Informed about the latest trends. The ball and socket joint between the head of the femur and the acetabulum. The fruit of a rose plant. Architecture. The exterior angle formed by the junction of a sloping side and a sloping end of a roof. Either side of the body below the waist and above the thigh. Berry-like fruit of a plant of the genus Juniperus, especially the berry-like cone of the common juniper. Dalmatian bitter wild cherry tree bearing fruit whose juice is made into maraschino liqueur. Small bitter fruit of the marasca cherry tree from whose juice maraschino liqueur is made. North American herb with poisonous rootstock and edible though insipid fruit. Edible but insipid fruit of the May apple plant. Fruit consisting of many individual small fruits or drupes derived from separate ovaries within a common receptacle, e.g. blackberry, raspberry, pineapple. Oily drupaceous fruit of rabbitwood. Evergreen tree cultivated in the Mediterranean region since antiquity and now elsewhere, has edible shiny black fruits. A yellow-green color of low brightness and saturation. Hard yellow often variegated wood of an olive tree, used in cabbie network. Of a yellow-green color similar to that of an unripe olive. One-seeded fruit of the European olive tree usually pickled and used as a relish. Small ovoid fruit of the European olive tree, important food and source of oil. The vessel that contains the seeds of a plant, not the seeds themselves. A detachable container of fuel on an airplane. A several-seeded dehiscent fruit as e.g. of a leguminous plant. A group of aquatic mammals. Produce pods, of plants. Take something out of its shell or pod. Pod peas or beans. A fleshy fruit, apple or pear or related fruits, having seed chambers and an outer fleshy part. Perennial vine of dry parts of central and southwestern United States and Mexico having small hard mottled green inedible fruit. Small hard green and white inedible fruit of the prairie gourd plant. Fruit containing much fleshy tissue besides that of the ripened ovary, as apple or strawberry.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.